welcome back to this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company, TMB, BNT, whatever you want to refer to it as show, presented by Starnes Barbershop. As always, I'm joined here with Huskies head coach Sam Tarlton, Lady Huskies head coach James Buchanan. You sick this morning?
My wife has strep, and I've got some kind of head cold of some kind.
It's tournament time for you. You can't be getting sick.
So just in case I'm contagious, fist bump only today.
All right.
Tyler, I've got a special gift for you.
I'm scared. What is it?
Well, first of all, we want to say thank you very much to Miss Faye Vaught.
Those were good.
Faye takes care of us over here for many, many years. She used to work in our cafeteria. She's retired now. And her husband are grandparents to Yeshua.
Okay.
And she makes us these peanut butter. I mean, sometimes it's eggs. Like, you know, in the past, it's been like right before we're going to the state tournament, so it's March, so it's kind of coming up on Easter. But this year,
Valentine's.
She went early.
Oh.
So she brought, it's Valentine,
okay.
heart-shaped, peanut butter,
I ate
chocolate.
some of it during film. Pretty good. Pretty good, actually. You can't eat it all in one.
We have,
we
got an extra. Oh, if you eat that, your face will start burning. They're rich. If you eat the whole thing. Miss Faye.
Thank you, Faye.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
It's a big heart.
There, that's our gift to you, Tyler.
I appreciate it. It's
being,
impressive that you cut out a heart
good.
like that, though.
She's top notch.
It's impressive.
Was she in the cafeteria when I started, or no? I don't think she was. Maybe. How long you been? Coach been here for?
Well, she even came back after she retired and filled in some.
Okay.
When they had some turnover, so you might have seen her in there before. Nicest lady you'd ever want to meet. Thank you, Miss Faye. So, Tyler, what do you want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
What are you singing today, Coach? You've been singing something.
I hadn't thought about it.
Okay. Say that to the end, I guess.
I did hear one on the radio coming out here.
You gonna sing at church?
Rock of Ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. People say songs and they don't even know what they're singing. Boys, there's your trivia. What does that phrase even mean? Rock of Ages, cleft for me, let me hide myself in thee. Anybody got a clue?
I don't.
Great story. I'll make it quick. All right, so Moses. Quick, I promise. Sam's got film here in a little while. So Moses asks God if he could see his face. God says, nobody can look at my face and live. So he said, but here's what I'll do for you. I'll let you see parts of me, not my face. So you go over and you hide in this rock, and I'll put my hand over the opening of the rock, and then after I pass on by, I'll remove my hand. So that's technically where that song come from, is you hide in this rock, and you know God will kind of take care of you through hard, difficult times. But then somebody come along later and wrote a song, to the Rock of Ages, that's God, put a little crack somewhere in that rock so I can get in there and hide. And I know if I'm hid within that rock, I'll be took care of. And you get to the last verse, while I draw this fleeting breath, when my eyes shall close in death, when I rise to worlds unknown, and behold thee on thy throne, Rock of Ages, cleft for me. See, you're going back on it, looking back. He did it.
Here we go.
Protected me, took care of me, all the way to the finish line. Rock of Ages.
That was good.
There's our song for the day.
Got that
a little lesson.
Got that out of the way early.
I feel like we're still gonna get one at the end. Seems like that's been the outro the last few weeks. We've had a song as an outro.
Who knows?
It's a good way
I never know. None of this is planned.
None of it ever is.
That is impressive.
The one thing we did plan last week that looked like it was a success was calling whoever we thought would pick up first. That was a fun
That
segment.
was a good game.
That was a fun segment.
Yeah.
We're going to have to look for...
We'll find
what's
some
that?
more
Ball-
ignorant games.
Yeah, Ball Confidential, Ball Club Confidential. They do some good games on there. I'm gonna see if we can bring a few more to this show.
I ran into somebody today. We have professional development. Do we look like we're developed professionals now? Because we went to one today. No. Well, I saw our principal's son, Matt, who teaches physical education at the North Green Middle School. So somebody asked him what he's been doing with all of his spare time. Now that basketball season's over, football's over, he coaches both.
Mm-hmm.
So he don't have a spring sport, I don't believe. So he was talking about, what he's doing now in his free time. He said, I would be watching a lot of college basketball on television, but all the teams I like suck. I said, I can recommend one for you. And then he said, no, he's already moved into the anybody but Duke mode.
Well, I joked with him after a football game this year. You noticed how on the sidelines this year they started wearing different colored shirts for their, I don't know how to describe it. On the sideline, you would have North Green coaches that would wear like a red shirt,
Oh, yeah,
and like a highlighter shirt.
they
Yeah.
know.
Oh, it's
who
just
to look
easy
at.
for the
Yeah.
quarterback
Well,
to look and see where
One of the road
side's
games that
coming
I
from.
covered this year, Matt had on the blue shirt.
Oh,
So I had to joke with him that he looked good in that blue. I'm not kidding you. As soon as the game was over, he went to the locker room and took it off.
yeah.
As soon as the game was
He's a
over.
Duke
Shout out,
hater.
Matt.
Duke hater.
He's having it rough this year with
Carolina's
Carolina.
not, they're not going to make the tournament, are they?
There ain't nobody. Can you
I
name
don't know.
somebody that don't care either way?
What do you mean?
It's either you love them or you hate them. Have you
Duke.
ever met anybody that's in the middle on Duke?
If they are that way, then they're not really a true college basketball fan. They're kind of like a
Casual.
casual fan. Yeah,
I'll
if
say
you're
over here.
I feel like
Sam, I about flipped Sam one year. There was one year I about flipped him. It's when Zion was there, and
it's a good team to watch.
I used to like Carolina's teams. I don't even like what they do now. They don't even look. They don't even look like Carolina basketball. So I'm all Tennessee. Your boys had a big win, Texas against
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Great weekend to be a Texas fan.
wow.
Texas
you
women beat LSU.
Oh.
Is anybody
Baseball
going
beat Ole Miss and Oklahoma State.
Did y'all see what Connecticut's women did to South Carolina?
to- Did they whip them?
30.
Dang,
Did you see
I
that?
think had a loss that bad. And don't know how long. I saw
Yeah.
they won. I didn't remember.
I
it
heard
was 30.
something pretty neat though. You know, at Dawn Staley, they got on her for not going to BYU and playing it one year because of these alleged racist comments that somebody in the stands made. So then she just up and decides not to go. And I've always thought, if you take every little thing that somebody might have said, and then that determines what you're going to do. I understand taking a stand, but I also know it's kind of important to have proof before you just make big major decisions. There's money involved and travel plans and probably TV sponsorships, and you just decide not to go. But anyway, I was kind of on the fence about how I felt about her, but they said when they got beat, I think it was at home, it ended like a 71 game home winning streak. And when it was over with, instead of kicking stuff and throwing stuff, she goes around the arena and is taking pictures with people because the streak had ended. But they were kind of celebrating that they had
Done it.
done something so
yeah.
special. I thought,
Something to be
man, that's
proud
kind of
That's
Where's
long.
BYU at? Is that Utah?
Utah.
That wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me though. You know Vernon Maxwell?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know he won't know it. Do you know Vernon Maxwell's Twitter?
I know him on those. He's on the podcast. a
Guy
lot.
used to play at the Rockets.
Oh,
He's a good storyteller. They said him and Gary Payton got into a little tussle, and he threw a 45-pound weight at him.
I've not heard that one.
Yeah.
But his whole Twitter is based around hating Utah because of that, like racist remarks. That he
Really?
would yeah. Oh yeah. He hates Utah. If you go through his Twitter, you could go through for at least 10 minutes and just see tweets about Utah. All he does is just clown Utah. It's funny.
He's
Kind of
re-
like Charles Barkley and San Antonio women.
Yeah, that's
Maybe.
right. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Hey, that Vernon Maxwell's really good on them podcasts.
He's a pretty cool guy too.
Mhm.
Mad
He
Max.
goes to the Arby's Classic. Well, it's now the
You should
Classic.
hear him talk about Jordan on there. It's good.
May need
I
to
like
check
hearing
that out
some of the
one
old
of
ones
these
talk
days.
about Jordan.
Speaking of the All-Star game,
That was terrible.
what a joke.
I didn't watch it. I didn't even have any desire to watch
Draymond
it.
Green has gone on there. I guess probably the most talked about, and I saw a response to it today that I thought was pretty neat. I'll just mention this to you guys. But Draymond said, first of all, those young stars don't deserve to be playing against all-stars. So he's talked about like your Dalton Connects of the world.
He was talking
Zach
about
Edey's.
like how he
What's
worked
funny-
so hard to get there, right?
But
Yeah.
he's not even an all-star.
He wasn't on the Rising Stars team
Yeah.
either. And then he said he finally got, what do you say, like Sundays for, the
All-Stars.
Yeah, the All-Stars, yeah.
So he was upset about the young guys getting to play. And he was upset about like the records. It's going to be impossible to break a record if you're playing games to 40. So he was against it, and he made some comments there, and everybody was kind of talking about it. Then he's made some comments about the NBA, how it's boring, and how it's just, who can run faster and shoot the most threes. And then Oscar Robertson,
that
did you
today.
see where
Yeah.
the legend there, Oscar Robertson, he had
Big O.
he had a little comment to make back at him. He said, "It's your fault for throwing all those passes to Stephen Curry. You've created this monster. And oh, by the way, if you didn't have Stephen Curry to pass it to, who are you?
Yeah.
What have you done?" So-
He's right.
Is J.J. Redick the one that goes back and forth with them old guys all the time? I think he is.
He used to,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Now that he's coaching, he ain't got as much time to do all that. I don't know. We better get busy here.
Vernon Maxwell, I'd like to apologize, Jazz fans that were offended by my tweets. If I knew you guys had internet in Utah, I would have never made those tweets. So here's the reason I'm in Utah. I decided to offer a free clinic to the best young shooters in the state as a truce to try and mend my relationship with Utah fans. Here are the best shooters the state had to offer. I mean, every kid is just bricking every shot. Watch this kid. Airballs, bricks. He then quotes it 5 years later and says, "For those of you who think I'm old, bitter man who hates Utah, here's proof that I'm not. Think about going back and doing another clinic with the most unathletic kids in the country."
Uh-oh.
I mean, he hates Utah.
What about Jimmer Fredette?
He was the original.
Have you seen that? They've done a few of these. They've done one with that Chris Bryant used to play for the Cubs. He went back to he's from like a JUCO. He dressed up and they had like an open tryout and he did it. I think Greg Maddox did one where he's pitching and Eli Manning.
I seen the one with Eli
at
Manning.
Penn State.
Jared Goff has done one.
Has he done one? Well, they did. Shoot, I don't forget who he was just talking about. What'd you
Jimmer.
say? Jimmer,
Yeah.
yeah. He did one. He's just killing at a BYU open tryout.
That's what he does. He goes and is it that he ain't on the overseas elite?
He's a coach now,
He's in that.
I think.
Did he play in the Olympics?
I don't know.
That's a
He
good
always
question.
plays on
I
those.
think he did on the 3-on-3.
Yeah, he
You're right,
played in the
US
Olympics.
team, yeah.
That got trounced.
Yeah.
I think we got
Yeah.
hammered.
Yeah.
Draymond says that they should get like he said Nas Reed would be great at that, like
Yeah.
a few and go win that thing.
What's the tournament they have? The big
Oh, the T. No,
The basketball tournament?
Yeah, TBT.
Where you have
TBT.
where you have a team that
He's
competes
good
for-
at
Yeah.
that one.
He played on one of those, and it's like if you want to go play and
Hey.
have a chance to win, and you need a guy that can get you 50, go get Jimmer. But you better hope there's not a lot of defense
Did you
Yeah.
see
involved.
I think the ETSU team.
Yeah.
They
won
did
that.
good. Did they win it?
Yeah.
I don't know if they won it. I can't remember. It was the team.
Or they
that-
were playing for it.
they-
Bayheim
it was
always
the,
has one in there.
Yeah.
Bayheim's
Jim's
Army.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all Syracuse alumni.
Yeah,
The ETSU team that was there was a lot of the same team when I went to college, so that was cool to sit down and watch them.
Well, they had. I seen like a list of top players out of Memphis area, and that DeSante Bradford was on it. He played for. He was a really good player for them. I think he works there now. Or
15, 16, I think was his senior
he was
year.
at Humboldt.
Or no, not 15,
Oh,
17,
Humboldt.
18.
He was good.
Well,
I miss those ETSU teams. They're doing all right now, but
oh, are they? I thought they started off terrible. Or
He's
did
got
they
them
turn
rolling,
it
I think.
around?
they swept Samford, who was leading the conference. But then this past week, I think they went on the road to UNCG and lost. You can't do
Well,
that.
they lost to
You can't
Western
sweep.
Carolina too. I think didn't they?
I ain't
I
kept
think
up
it was
with
Western Carolina. You're right, yeah. But I mean, you can't sweep the top team in the conference and then go lose to one of the bottom feeder teams.
But is Forbes ever going to get to the tournament, or is he going to be bubble every year?
He's not making it this year.
You don't think he is?
He's going to have to get an SEC job.
You think it's Tennessee? I think there's two guys like in line for that job when Barnes retires. It's either going to be Forbes or the guy at Providence, Kim English. He coached under Barnes for a long time.
I don't know. Maybe Sam Tarlton.
Yeah, I'm sure that'd be a thing.
Wake Forest still has to play at Duke this year too. If they can beat Duke inside of Cameron somehow, that'll really help their chances. But
Forbes always wins those big games, and then he'll like back it up and lose to like somebody bad.
yep,
All right. Okay, they're holding Roman Reigns out of the chamber.
yeah,
They're saying
we got to
he's-
get our wrestling
They're
talk.
saying
in.
he's injured, but he's really not. And they're just protecting him because
you don't want him to take a pinfall.
They know who's going to win the chamber, and everybody has to get eliminated.
Yep.
So to keep him from taking a pinfall.
It's smart.
Yeah.
Who do you think his WrestleMania opponent
is?
is?
It's Rollins.
I love it.
And if they do, they cannot add Punk to that.
No, but what do you think happens?
I think Punk wins the chamber.
I do too.
And
you think you eliminate Cena last?
Yes.
I do too.
Because Cena
We're
is
on the
going to
same
end
page.
up losing at the very end of the Rumble, at the very end of the chamber.
And he's going to go win Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. I've said that since the beginning.
That's what I've
I
been
love
saying.
Now, everybody's been saying Cena's going to win
this
this chamber.
too.
I've been saying that too.
I hope Cena don't win the chamber. I think if they listen to us, they're going to have a good WrestleMania season. So here's what you would have. You would have Cody and Punk, and they got to turn Punk heel. He's got to do something at the chamber. That's when Lesnar needs to come out and cash in that favor. And
Lesnar
wipe
ain't
out
coming
everybody.
back. I'm telling you, he ain't coming back.
You can't say never in this wrestling.
Need to be riders for this.
We could be.
I'd love to be a rider.
Yeah. But
I ain't as
anyway,
good as they are, though. They come up with some clever stuff.
sometimes they'll leave you scratching your head
They
like,
come
man,
up
I
with
didn't
some
see
clever-
that coming.
They'll do something in April that'll come back 14 months later, and you're
Yep.
like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, nah, I forget what I do yesterday. I couldn't remember that.
But if that's all you did.
That's true.
So
If that's
we got
your
Jey Uso
sole job.
and Gunther. You could have Cody and Punk,
Jey Uso, is that this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rollins and Reigns. That's shaping up to be a pretty good one.
Who's Cena fighting? I heard a rumor that's really going to make me mad. I don't know if it's a rumor, but somebody brought up the idea. The last 2 years...
I think it needs to be a young guy that he loses to.
The last 2 years at the Elimination Chamber, Logan Paul has costed...
Oh, not him. Please, not him.
Is that his drink we got in there that nobody's drinking?
Yeah, Prime.
Which
Or
one
is
you
that
got?
Jake Paul?
No, that's Logan.
Well, they dropped off a whole pallet of that red stuff here.
All right, we got
Are they
20
doing
minutes
that
till
Green
Sam's
County
film
Sucks.
session.
I think the last 2 years he's costed whoever got pinned in the last two. So I've heard somebody say that it's going to happen this year and he's going to cost Cena. That way he gets his match with Cena. And then that sets up for Punk and Cody.
You know what's cool?
Does Roman come out and cost Seth? Or do you think that's later on down the road? Because when does he
No.
return?
Maybe later on if they're trying to really play it off that he's hurt.
I think so too.
Then Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn are fighting at the Elimination
They'll
Chamber.
fight at Mania too.
They'll fight at Mania. This won't end it
No. Well, do you know why they're fighting at Chamber first?
because it's in Canada.
Yeah, they're both Canadian. That's cool.
Yeah, that place will go crazy
Cool.
for both of them.
That like, all right, on days like today, see, Coach ain't he wins every game. Like he don't do walkthrough or nothing, and I feel like it don't matter what you do as long as like your kids get in a routine to do it. I think. I don't know. It's weird.
If I don't get stuff done the day before, if I leave the gym thinking we're ready, then we don't bring them in the day of. So I don't know. I'm probably wrong for doing that.
Well, it ain't wrong.
You
'cause
you can't remind them enough. But I also feel like we try to do that in the pregame. And my kids, and it depends on your kids too. And I'm not saying Sam thinks his kids are stupid, but mine have just proven to me too many times this year that they can carry out a game plan.
They're locked
I don't
in.
think I do it. I really don't even think I do it for them. I think
for-
I do it for me.
Well, we got to hurry then. This man's
One last
got.
thing. Did you watch Raw last night?
I've not finished it.
Okay, I won't-
fell
I won't-
asleep.
I didn't know if you
I
saw
watched
the.
Duke, and then I went back and started watching Raw.
I
Couldn't
didn't know
make
if you seen the final Elimination Chamber lineup.
it.
last six.
The qualifier was Finn Balor and Seth. Well, since you've just mentioned that Seth's in the chamber, I'm guessing he
There
wins.
you go. I ruined it.
But
for you.
I'm betting something happens with Judgment Day there. That's been teetering for a while.
Yeah, Priest is in it. He won on SmackDown Friday.
How do
Okay.
you watch 1923? It's coming out.
I haven't yet.
Oh,
I just finished Landman.
second season of 1923 comes out Sunday.
Let me tell you boys what you need to be watching. I've done wiped this whole season out. Not Agent
I like that first season.
or
It's
not.
good.
No,
I
yeah.
watched second season. I'm 2 in.
I had to give that a gander.
We better go in the back.
Better
All
go
right, rock,
Sam
paper, scissors.
first. Sam
Who's
better
hitting?
go first. Let's go ahead and play.
So is it going to be?
We do this every time.
Dang it.
So since you got to leave in
I'm good.
17 minutes.
We're good.
All right, you good? I was going to ask, do you want to do your recap and preview before
Do
you
it.
got to go?
Do it, this
Yeah.
man's got to go to work.
Gotta go to work. Who's? That's Jay Billis.
Jay Bills.
He tweets.
Yeah.
What is
He
it?
does like 2 or 3 rap lyrics and says I got to go to work.
It's Young Jeezy lyrics. I think it's what he
Who?
Young
Does
Jeezy.
He loves Jeezy?
That's what he always tweets. He
Okay.
tweets Young
Is that like
Jeezy.
a spin-off of Jesus?
No.
Kind of. Not really. About the opposite.
Total opposite?
Total opposite. of Jeezy.
Jeezy is okay.
It's like Young Jeezy, and he'll tweet the
Young
lyric, and
Jeezy.
he always says, "Gotta go to work." And I noticed, what's his face that used to work at Greenville Sun?
J.D. Vaughn.
JD
yeah.
Vaughn does that, but he does it with one of these new guys.
Hey, we can shout out J.D. now. He don't work for the
I like
competitor
JD
no
a
more.
lot.
Young Jeezy,
JD does Little Baby.
little baby.
Lil Baby. L-I-L.
No, not
Lil
Little,
Baby.
No, no
TT.
T's. Lil. It's all got to be Lil.
Golly.
How many Lil... one second, this will be fun. How many Lil rappers can you name?
Lil Wayne.
There you go. We got
Wasn't
one
he
now.
with Skip and Shannon?
Mhm.
Shannon for a while?
Yeah.
He loves
He's
Skip.
on there
He loves
tonight.
Skip.
He's on there this morning.
Well, apparently we have a Lil Baby,
There we go.
Baby.
and I'm maxed out.
Liam likes this little. I've never really heard him much. Little Tekka.
Lil Tecca,
I don't
yeah.
know nothing about that.
Lil Tekka. Something tells me that it's like not a compliment. It's like you're getting made fun of when they call you little.
What's weird for me, too, is whenever rappers put young in front of their names.
Young or little.
Like Young Jeezy. He's just Jeezy now.
Yeah,
He's
he
not
got
young
old.
no more.
He's
Yeah,
got-
you
I
got
guess
to
he
drop
got
it.
old.
Yeah, you got to drop
See, I
it.
used to be Little James, not Little.
Little.
There was actually two
Two
T's.
T's and an E at
Little
the end.
We had 3 guys named James on my college team, and I was by far the shortest. One of them was 6'10". So I was Little James, then you had Big James, then you had just
Yeah.
regular James.
Okay.
Any other little rappers you name?
Here's an old one from my childhood. Lil Scrappy.
I don't
You
even
don't know
know
that
Lil
is?
Scrappy,
I don't
no.
know that.
Lil Jon?
Lil
Did I already
Jon.
say Lil Wayne?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
Lil
What was them
Romeo?
guys
I don't
that,
know him either.
You
was
know
them-
Lil Romeo?
you remember them
Lil
guys
Bow
that,
Wow.
Bow Wow, yeah, I know Bow Wow.
what's them guys used to wear the pants backwards? There were 2 of them.
Crisscross.
Crisscross.
I've never even heard of that.
You don't remember
The
Crisscross?
song Jump. Crisscross will make you jump.
Crisscross will make you jump.
They used to do that at
jump.
the beginning of the Carolina games, I think.
That was Jump by House
Jump
of
Around,
Pain.
okay.
Yeah, Jump Around. Yeah, that's
Then
it.
you have
Yeah.
Jump by Van Halen.
That's a good one, too.
Okay, Sam, you got to go. It's
Little-
12:30.
Senior night, South Green, carried out a win. Friday night, big win over Unaka. Finished something that you had talked about you had never done before. Came down to the very last moments of overtime up there in Stony Creek. Heck of a week for you all. Winning streak still alive. Take me through it.
Proud of the kids on senior night. Man, South Green, they're good. Really good. I think when healthy and playing well, as good as about anybody around. I think Tennessee High is really good. I think Green was really good.
Sam, what are you saying about yourself when you have swept them and you're calling them really good and you beat them both times?
We
He
done
won't
just-
say it, but I will.
We done just enough to
We're
win.
pretty good.
And I'm proud of those kids. Lance had a crazy first
Phenomenal
quarter.
first quarter.
He had 16. I got to start doing a better job. Like when they start face guarding him, I got to get him on the move a little better. So that's on me. He got 2 fouls. We had to take him out, and them other guys, they weren't making shots, but they were doing everything. We were really preaching this year because we were not good at it last year. Like when our offense isn't, clicking how we want it, let's hold them low on defense. And they did a great job defense and rebounding. Did a great job as far as executing the game plan. We had the right guys shooting, and we were cleaning up. The miss is pretty good now. In the third quarter, they went on a little run. We knew they would because they're a good team. I think Tyler made a real big shot at the end of the third quarter. There, 3, kind of held on the front of the rim and rolled in. Lost none on the ball handling stuff. Thomas Darnell, I'm going to plug him here. Man, he's been kind of him and Jaden and Yeshua, they're like our hidden MVPs. Thomas has been so solid since that Bennett injury. He's averaging like 9 points a game. He guards other teams' best players, rebounding. Jaden gets us so many extra possessions. And he's really shot the 3 ball well here lately. And then Yeshua's just another guy we can trust. And Isaac Gaby, we can throw him out there. And he's getting better every game. So it's really just a team effort. Everybody kind of knows their role, and everybody does it. And we kind of got our little formula that we kind of go by as far as what we got to do to win. And they've been, hats off to them at trying to execute it as best they can. So
Speaking of Bennett, cool moment.
that was
Cool moment.
I think he really, really deserved that. Just so unfortunate, and you hate that it happens to anybody. But I mean, out of all the kids I've coached, he's top-notch kid. So for him to have that moment, thought that was special. That they were able to give him kind of a standing ovation. that don't make up for
I
him.
think Bennett's going to do okay in life.
No, I told him. I mean, his parents and him. I mean, high school basketball probably the least of his. He's going to do whatever he wants to do. He's just such a good kid, such a smart kid, and works hard. So, really, really proud of him. Really, really proud of all those seniors and what they've added to our program. Lawson, Lance, Ben, they've had, if we finish it right this year, they're going to go down having as good a career as anybody that's ever come through here. Got a chance to probably win 100 games and go to 3 state tournaments. If you do that, you've had a great career. And then you got Yeshua to come back and added so much for us for football, and then Tim, who, we love having those guys around. It's good for our program. I think it's good for them to experience the culture around here. So, great night on senior night, and then Unaka, tough place to play. All right, I gotta show y'all a clip. It's in the third quarter. I'm coaching. There's a baby in front of me.
You always talk about this.
You don't
too.
see this? I can show you the clip. There's a baby. A guy comes through and a baby. And then, so I back up from that and I run into a guy with his nachos.
Oh,
and I'm just like, what is going on?
Did the nachos spill?
No, he's like,
Thank
sorry,
goodness.
coach. I was like, golly.
That's Unaka, though.
I'd show you a clip. No, it's so loud in there. And we didn't necessarily play well. They played us as kind of switched up defense on us, went from man to a 3-2 zone to a 2-3 zone. I got to do a better job scheme-wise about we're standing too much, and we settled for way too many threes. But we done just enough down the stretch. I think Lawson was really, really good in the second half, had 18. And then, man, what a shot there. Nothing we did, or I did. He just went and made a play on a floater there. We did just enough there through the stretch to, I think they were up 3 or 4 or 5. They missed a few free throws and we got a turnover too. Lawson had a big and one to, I guess, tie the game. And then he hit the go-ahead shot there in overtime. So we'll put that one all on Lawson.
You talked about how this is what, your 8th year as a head coach now?
Yep.
In 8 years, you had never went undefeated in regular season conference play.
That was, yeah.
First year you did it, came down to the last second shot with Lawson making that floater. I know it's something you would talk about wanting. Did it make it much sweeter to see it come to fruition on a game winner like that in overtime?
I'm just happy to get out there with a win. There was actually, I keep finding things, to try to help motivate them. They shouldn't need help motivating this time of year because here in a week or two you lose, you go home, or a week or so. But I think we were playing for 8-0 or 6-0 in the league. Is that right? 6-0 in the league, and then 16-game win streak, which that was the longest one we ever had. We had a 15-gamer there my first year. And
I'm glad you said the number. I'm not saying it.
I don't care.
I'm bad at jinxing things.
Here's what it is.
There's no such thing as jinxing or luck.
I'll start saying numbers.
Do you make your own luck?
Yeah, I mean, if it was going to happen,
we'll probably lose tonight, and that'll be okay too. We'll just.
That was actually a question I was going to ask both of you. Do you all know the records for the North Korean winning streaks?
No.
I could probably go look and find it.
Because both of you are on very lengthy winning streaks.
Off the top of my head, no.
Very lengthy winning streaks.
Coach, how many is it for you? See, I can't never outdo this man.
Oh.
He's always one ahead of me.
I've got it
Come on,
right
Calvin, get on the show.
17?
Calvin, you want to be on
Calvin's
the show?
on the show.
Is it 17? No, it ain't that big yet, is it?
There's a lot of
14.
babies.
Is it 14?
14. I think that might be a record for as long when I've been here, because we started a year off many years ago, like 10-0, and then we lost a game, and you go into that ladies' classic, and I've never come out of it undefeated.
It's all like where you lose at. You can get long ones if you lose at the right time.
Yeah. But this has to be probably as long a one as we've ever had.
I know my first year we were 13-8, Tyler, and then we won 15 in a row right to.
You know what that means to Sullivan East tonight? Nothing.
Exactly.
Take me through that one.
Sullivan East tonight. I think Coach would echo this. Their record isn't great, but when you look through at their schedule, they play a Thanksgiving tournament at Sullivan East, who has, and I think they played Hampton and Tennessee High, maybe Bearden, a bunch of good teams. Then they play in that, I guess, whatever it's called, Arby's or
the Classic.
The Classic. I mean, there's no bad teams in that. Then you look throughout their league, they got Tennessee High, Crockett, Unicoi, Elizabeth, so there's no easy games there. So I mean, I think they're as good as anybody in our league. Their record may not show that, but it's going to be a good challenge for us tonight heading into tournament time. Anytime we play those, I tell my kids, we play those 3A teams, it's just the physicality and the pace that they play is a little bit different. I think that's really the only difference from as you go up in A's. The skill levels similar, but just the bigger, faster, stronger kids usually. So we're going to have a challenge tonight. We handled them in here, but we shot the ball really well. And that was a long time ago. That really don't matter. So we'll have to play well tonight if we want to win.
It was over a month ago.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the tournament a little bit also, because the next time we sit down, tournament may be over with. We might sit down Monday like we usually do. That'll be the day before your championship game and your championship game, or the consolation. Sorry, not putting any pressure on you. But then you play Cloudland on Saturday at 1 o'clock in your opening game.
You need to come during the championship game. You get like a coach needs to wear, like they do in baseball, wear a earbud and do in-game interviews.
We could do the mic'd up.
Hey, that would be
we
cool. Y'all do
up,
stuff like that. My coach said, let's hear what he's saying.
You're the best one to mic
No,
up.
you would be great. I would probably be the worst one to mic up.
It's somebody else. There's
Hey, you know what?
somebody else that's very...
You know what keeps me in check? Our pastor sits right behind our bench.
Okay.
Sometimes. Just at home games
That's good.
occasionally.
So that's...
Mic'd up would be good.
Everybody's always
You
laughing.
remember Darren Reese from the Greenville Sun?
Yeah.
He mocked me up at the Ladies Classic. Worst place.
It's on YouTube, I think.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm talking to... I think Roger may have still been helping me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sitting on the bench before the game. I said, they put this microphone on me, and that was the dumbest thing they could have done. They're just going to find out how stupid I really am. And he put that on there. It's on the video.
Now, that would be fun.
Mic'd up.
Oh, they do it right now in baseball in the regular season during the inning. They're like running after balls, talking about it.
When
yeah,
is
spring
enough
training.
enough?
Spring
No, they
training.
do it
Oh, yeah, they do it on Sunday night baseball.
Sunday night
Yeah,
baseball.
they do.
Whatever
You're
happened
right.
to just... I mean, you can't do anything anymore. Somebody's got a phone in your face.
Mm-hmm. You're exactly right.
But Cloudland,
They would learn a lot if they did it from coach. They would learn, hear a lot of yelling. Cloudland, they're getting better. He's gonna have he got a really young team, and from years to come here, they're gonna be good. I think they got hot last year at the right time and won a game or two here at the end. So
I think.
And then their coach left and joined UNACA staff.
yeah, so you gotta. I mean, anytime we're gonna treat all these tournament games the same. You gotta prepare the same way, and hopefully we'll take care of business in that first round and get where we want to go. That's all I got to say about that.
I love that you're doing a quad cup.
Triple stack,
Is that a triple stack?
I guess. They probably get mad at me for wasting cuts.
It's like 4.
Is it 4?
Yeah.
That was 4. Quadruple stack.
Quad stack.
I can't count.
You like just straight black coffee? Or does
Yes.
it just wake you up?
No, I like the straight black.
Guy that used to help me coach, Ted Haley, he said he likes his coffee like he likes his women.
All right, Ted.
Strong and black.
Ted was up there, South Green game, I think, sitting right behind me.
Ted's
Yeah.
up there a lot.
Yeah.
He's-
Roger, get on the show
Hey,
here.
it's tournament time.
Coach
Ted,
is talking about
he'll
you on
be-
here.
He's riding
He's
the
gonna
bus
be
with us Friday.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he gets locked in. Tournament
Really?
time, invested. Hey, he does such a good job. He'll call me, like after a lot of games, and I do a bad job answering something. He'll leave me a voicemail to call him back. I always call him back.
Old
I
Ted.
like Ted.
All right. I
12:42.
was about to say, we'll cut the break right here. We'll let Sam go. Sam,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Have fun during film today.
Who you got tonight?
I'm off tonight.
All right, you coming to Bluff City?
The
All right,
Dyer
boys.
Dome.
Yeah.
All right. We'll cut the break. We'll be back right after this.
Not there.
Cover Coach Buchanan's part here on Grassroots
See you,
Media.
boys.
Baileyton Drug Company services the surrounding communities of Baileyton with excellent patient care using a full-line pharmacy, over-the-counter selections, and a convenient drive-through. When you visit us, you are treated as a neighbor, not a number. It's not just our slogan, but our culture. We're investing in our patients, local schools, and community. For over 5 years now, we have established ourselves as an independently family-run pharmacy that isn't driven by corporate goals. We are driven by what is best for your overall health and wellness. We're conveniently located so you don't have to make the drive. Prescription drugs are just the tip of the iceberg. We also offer natural remedies, essential oils, at-home medical needs such as walkers, rollators, bath accessories, as well as wound care products. And coming soon, basic urgent care services. What makes us better than other drugstores out there? When you frequent Baileyton Drug, you will receive professional, courteous, and friendly service that goes above and beyond any other pharmacy in the area. Remember, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Pizza, pancakes, or donuts. The Davy Crockett Travel Center in Baileyton has the cure for all your cravings. While you're there, shop our general store for souvenirs, gifts, and cellular accessories. In a hurry, grab a cold drink and a hot dog to go. Check us out on Facebook and come to Baileyton.
My name is Robert Starnes. I'm a lifelong resident of Northern Greene County, where I currently reside here with my wife and 3 children. I was a barber in Greenville for the last 6 years, but I have recently changed locations to my new shop in Baileyton. It's at 285 Mortis Hollow Lane, Afton. I'm also a proud supporter of North Greene Athletics. Come see me for all of your men and boys grooming needs. Go Huskies!
Ordinary, no. Huh? Kenny Chesney. I sang this to my wife at our wedding.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, he used to date my cousin when I was 10.
Kenny Chesney.
When you were 10 years old?
Shows up at our family Christmas. Does karaoke. Man, this tall. This little fella. But yeah, that's my cool story.
My parents went to college with him at HSU.
Perfect.
They used to play video games in the dorm rooms.
I just ruined Kevin's song. So.
Oh, no.
That's cool story time.
Yep.
Every dream come true. Hey, Raj.
Well, I've ever been around
Hey, you ain't been nowhere then.
Let's go.
You ain't been nowhere. Roger just said the most famous people he's ever been around is me and Sam. Yep, sang a little Me and You to my wife there. And that was on October 13th, 2001. Right after they...
Oh, closing in on 25.
I mean, they flew into the World Trade Centers. And a month later, I'm getting married. The whole world was falling apart. So, Sam mentioned...
That's a good time in your life. You got married and the Lakers won and Duke won.
That was a great year, 2001.
They won in... Was it? There was
Yeah,
no one.
that was Dunleavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay
and
Williams.
The Lakers won their second in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, and you got married.
Yeah.
What were the Vols? The Vols were still good at that time, too.
Football, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
that was
times.
a great time in your life.
Good times. So, Sam mentioned that Kenny Chesney did karaoke at some party he went to when he was 10 or something
Christmas
like that.
party for his family.
You know, Sam's also a movie star.
Yeah, he was in Trouble with the Curve.
Trouble with the Curve.
Tell us
Sam is
about
in that movie. Fun fact.
I meant to mention it, too. We were debating on stage on senior night. Of course, you'll get in senior night in a moment, too. Who had the better gifts on senior night? The basket that you all had or the little signed portrait that the boys got? Both of those were really cool senior gifts.
We did some stuff after it was over with that wasn't out there for everybody to see. So I think my girls would be rather pleased with
what they got.
I don't even know what this stuff is. What is it's some kind of name brand, but my wife got all 4 of them some kind of little necklace, and it was green. The
diamond with an
whatever,
emerald.
yeah, whatever was in it was.
What's the brand start with?
I don't know, man.
S.
Maybe.
Swarovski.
No,
wasn't that?
that's not it. Hold on, let me phone a friend.
They were cool though.
I bet she can't hear me through that. Answer the phone. I ought to call her like 45 consecutive times.
Glad you didn't call her last week.
What's this? Mercy will answer. She'll know.
Hello.
Hey, Mercy, you're on the show again.
Dad.
Well, I got a question. This is important.
What?
We're talking about the gifts that we got for our players on senior night, and I have no idea what that was your mom got for the four of you guys. Some kind of special necklace. What was that name, Brian?
Kendra Scott.
Oh, no,
Kendra Scott.
I would not have known that one.
Kendra, whoever she is, she must be famous. All right, buddy, that's what I was wanting to know.
Okay.
Be careful coming to school.
I will.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Oh, my kids hate me.
So they did get a pretty good
Yeah,
gift
whatever
afterwards.
Kendra Scott is.
I like those little portraits the seniors got too. Little autographed framed photos.
Yeah, Kim does that for Sam. She does great.
Those are pretty cool.
Does a great job.
But going into basketball, senior night, South Green, win. Friday, Unaka, win. Moving into today, got Sullivan East tonight for your final regular season game before you move in to the District 1 1A tournament to open up against University High. So 2 games to cover, 2 games to preview. Take me through it.
We got a faculty meeting in about 11 minutes.
Yep.
So this is professional development day. So here we go. Senior night, always very emotional. And those kids have been such a great class. And I guess it's where my daughter's part of it. I mean, they've been around a lot. They come to the house a lot, or they go do things together a lot. So I just, I guess you get to know some better than others, and this group's been really good. So I was just happy for them that they were able to come out and play well. Of course, I think it's easy to get motivated for your last potential home game.
It's one of the very, very few games every year that you don't have to use any extra motivation, because I think it sets in early that you take the court and this is the last time you're going to tip off on your home court. This is the last time I'm going to walk off and go into the locker room at halftime on my home court. So, yeah, it's one of the very few that I think you don't have to motivate them for.
Well, and not only that, but it's against a county rival.
Yeah.
So
it was a revenge game from earlier in the year at South Green.
Yeah. Well, we done had that game at Christmas time. We played them 3 times this year.
Ladies Classic.
So, but anyway, and then, it's kind of like a perfect storm where they were dealing with, I think they've gotten a couple of those kids back. But I would probably say it was maybe 3 out of their top 4 or 5. I don't know how you'd rank their kids, but they had 3 big pieces to their team that didn't play, and they were just, they were struggling offensively to score. I think they got some good shots occasionally, and just wasn't shooting it well. And then on the flip side of that, you've got Lauren especially came out just playing really well in the first half. She led us with 18 and had 14 of those by halftime, and that's the entire total from the opposing team. So Mercy got 10 and Cadence got 11. So you got 3 seniors in double figures, and our the girl that's normally our leading scorer, Hannah, and she's getting this from everybody now, where she's being guarded by the entire team, but she still managed 8. So and it's one of those storybook deals where they played 3 quarters, and then the 4th quarter started, and we sent 4 subs to the table to get the 4 seniors simultaneously. They, kind of coming off the floor together for that final time.
Which is always what you want on senior night.
Yeah.
You want to give them that moment.
Yeah. So they were able to get that, and then our younger kids were able to play there in the 4th a little bit. So, that was a good night for us. So hopefully it was something they will remember, But again, the message after the game is over with is we're happy with what's happened, but we can't be satisfied. We got to move on. The next big step there was Friday, and there was no real playoff implications there on Friday because everybody
You're already
was
locked up number 1.
And even if they had not locked up, they were 3rd, and there was nothing a win against us was not going to get them to watch this. Hello?
We're done.
I'm right in the middle of the T&B show. You're live right now.
Live again.
Again. How about that?
I just called to check on you.
Well, we're hanging in there. I got to figure out a way to, I look over there and Terry Hosey's got some kind of sponsorship. Same line of business that you're in, but it's just the competition. We need to somehow figure out how to. We got what is this show called? Baileyton Drug Company. Now, I'm all right with the Baileyton Drug Company. We got to do something with East Tennessee Collision Repair.
There you go. We'll have to step it up and get knots.
I'll holler back at you here in a little while. See you.
Showing some business for us.
Hey, that's my brother-in-law, Troy Kaiser, East Tennessee Collision Repair. They take the dents out of accidents.
Is that the slogan?
That's the slogan.
That's awesome.
They take the dents out of accidents. Okay. UNACA. And I think this might have played a part in their line of thinking. They got their best player rolled an ankle, so she's missed a couple games. And she warmed up against us and looked fine. She had an ankle brace on, but she was moving well. But it's one of those things where it don't change a thing. If they win, if they don't, we're locked into 1. They were locked into 3, so they sat her out. And we really struggled. They had a 5-point lead, I think, with 4 minutes to go. We didn't shoot it well. I think our defense, and some people would say, Coach, you held them to 35. How could you be upset with that? And I didn't like the way we defended. We gave them too many things that they do well. The things they do well are the things you want to take away, and they got what they wanted. So we put a little pressure on them there midway through the 4th and was able to turn them over some and kind of retake the lead. One player in particular for them hit 6 threes, so that's definitely not in the plan. So anyway, it gave us plenty of stuff to look at to try to correct should we potentially play them again. Some of that stuff we're going to see with Sullivan East tonight. We're going to try to go ahead and start incorporating some of those things and those corrections for today. And it's like Coach said earlier, as far as previewing today with Sullivan East, they've won 1 game.
Still at 1 right now.
And I cannot figure that out for the life of me, because if you look at their lineup, and I'm not just saying this to make it, we beat them 10 in here. And some people say, well, they just won 1 game all year. How'd you struggle with them? Well, come watch them play. In the films that I have watched, they have 2 players that are better than the rest of their team. They have a 3rd player who doesn't play the same position, but she's a quality player. All right, 3 top-notch players. I can say this with all the confidence in the world. If those 3 young ladies were on any of the teams in our conference, they would have made the all-conference team. So you got 3 all-conference players. At least 3. Now, the films that I've watched, at least 1, sometimes 2. And on a few occasions, I've seen all 3 of them in major foul trouble. And they just can't. And what happens is they'll come out of the game, the other team goes on this run, and it seems like they're always playing from behind in every film I've seen. But when those 3 are on the floor together, I'm telling you, they're dangerous. And you can never go into a game hoping for foul trouble or, something like that. I mean, they may have a tendency to foul more than some teams, but that's still not anything you can guarantee. So, anyway, it's very concerning. We're going to have to play well. It's not one of those where all you got to do is get on the bus and get to the gym and you mark it down as a win. That is not the case tonight. It's a road game. It's their senior night. I noticed watching film, I don't know who they are, but they have 4 pictures on the wall. Mm-hmm. So they've got at least 4 young ladies who are playing their last home game. So similar to what we experienced in here last Tuesday, they're getting that tonight. So I think it's going to be tough. So we'll load it up here in a little while and go find out. And then we do know our Friday opponent is UH. I will say this. There's supposed to be some snow coming in the morning and then real cold temperatures. So whatever happens, they are concerned that it might not melt away or whatever. So we do have a backup plan. We're supposed to play at 6 o'clock Friday. And then the Cloudland-UNACA game would be at 7:30. So if that doesn't work, then they've got a plan in place for Saturday, playing all 4 semifinal games.
Starting at noon.
Starting at noon.
Noon, 1:30, 3, 4:30.
And it'd be the girls 1 against 4, which would be us at noon.
Okay.
Then the boys 1 against 4, which would be our boys, would be the 1:30. So we'd be 12 and 1:30. And then the 2 threes would be at 3 and 4:30.
Girls start at 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's going girl, boy, girl, boy.
Gotcha.
So that's the backup plan should we have some weather. And, you know, UH, I'm not real good at previewing 2 games at a time because we got this whole 1 day at a time. We sang the song. We've got the Bible verse. You know, did you learn that one? You want to sing that one with me? 1 day at a time, sweet Jesus. All right, here's how we'll end the show today.
Oh, gosh.
We got a faculty meeting here. It's Tyler's choice.
You got 2 minutes to go.
Tyler. Oh, we just have to maybe get a line, a little chorus.
Oh, you want
You
me
name
to
the
sing
song.
something?
Well, yeah, you sing it and I'll join in and help.
See, I don't like being put on the spot.
What's your favorite?
What's your favorite? See, I can't sing a lot of my favorites by a lot of them little guys.
I think you need to turn the channel.
The channel?
Never mind, you don't even have channels, do you?
No.
You probably got
I got a
some kind of
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
Not Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay. Well, it's got both technically.
Apple
so
CarPlay.
you just
What
plug
is
it
that?
in. Yeah.
You know what Apple CarPlay used to be when I was growing up? When me and my brother would be in the back seat throwing apples at each other in the car. That's Apple CarPlay.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Plug your phone in, it automatically connects to your music. You can play it through the speakers.
Look at that. Well, can you think of one? You know this one. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll
Fly away.
Hey, we got Tyler in on one.
You got a faculty meeting coming up in less than 60 seconds now, so we better let you get to that real quick. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Baileyton Drug Company, TMB, B&T, whatever you want to refer to that show. Presented by Starnes Barber. We look forward to seeing you next week here on Grassroots Media.
Bye.